Spring is here, and maybe you've noticed the birds singing very loudly and other signs of spring, maybe even on one of your local walks or from your window. The birds are singing at the moment to mark their territories and to find a mate. Resident species like blackbirds, robins and dunnocks are early breeders, so you may have noticed the birds carrying nest material or food, or maybe even seen them nesting nearby. With the arrival of spring, we are also welcoming back our summer migrants that visit the UK and Northern Europe. If you've been for a walk recently, you may have been lucky to hear a chiff-chaff. These small songbirds have a very simple song that is literally them singing their name. Chiff-chaff, chiff-chaff, chiff-chaff. Listen out for them on your next walk, or if you live near a woodland or a park, you might even hear them from your home. They are very skulky, so you're also more likely to hear them than see them. In the last few weeks, swallows and martins have been arriving from their wintering grounds in Africa. I've got a little picture here to show you. These birds can look very similar in flight, and it can be very tricky to get a clear view as they fly fast to catch their insect prey. As you can see here, the swallow has long tail streamers. The house martin is a bit more of a chunky bird and has a bright white rump. And then towards the end of April and early May, swifts will be arriving back over our towns and cities. Whilst these look similar to the swallows and martins, swifts are actually of a completely different group and are closer related to hummingbirds. So unlike swallows and house martins that build their nests of mud on buildings, often in stables or close to areas where they can find wet mud, swifts have adapted to nest in our buildings. If you live in an older building, especially near older buildings or maybe even a church, these might be your local nesting sites. Maybe you've even put up a nesting box. Swifts are slightly bigger than the swallows and martins. They are all black, except if you see them in the summer sun, and you might get a charcoal colour as the sun glints off their wings. And they have this lovely sickle-shaped wings as well, so quite a nice difference to the swallows and martins. They are very social birds and form screaming parties around their nesting sites, which they return to year on year. I'm not going to do an impression of a swift for you because they have a very high-pitched screaming call, but hopefully you'll be hearing them very soon anyway. Over the next few weeks, I recommend keeping your eyes to the skies and watching for spring birds and seeing migration in action.